The Digital Photography Cafe show is brought to you by Focus Pyramid, the autofocus lens calibration tool for your camera.
Welcome to the Digital Photography Cafe show. Join host Trevor Current and Joseph Cristina as they serve up the hottest photography news and commentary.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. This is episode 208. I'm Joseph Cristina here with my co-host Trevor Current. On our last show, we talked about our huge WPPI 2016 celebration giveaway. If you haven't watched our last show, I encourage you to do so. You can find it at digitalphotographycafe.com and our YouTube channel, youtube.com/dphotocafe. Listen with the popular Stitcher, TuneIn, and Xbox Music apps, or subscribe through iTunes or RSS.
Hey, Joe, we are back with our WPPI 2016 show coverage. How you doing?
I know. Amazing. We're wrapping it up, right?
Wrapping it up, yes, our WPPI wrap up. Always great stuff coming out of the show.
Yes.
You know, it's exciting, just like, you know, Photo Plus Expo in New York in October. Always some really great stuff coming out of there. It's always cool to see everybody too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love all of the press releases that come through, all of the new gadgets, the new items, the new photo gear, just everything. It's just fun, you know?
Oh yeah, good stuff. So as you mentioned in the beginning, we have our huge celebration giveaway going on right now. You can win over $4,200 worth of photo and tech gear. We talked about it on the last show. If you've been online at all, you've probably been inundated with our messages, whether it be through Facebook or Twitter or email or numerous other places. I mean, we've been hitting it hard because we want everybody to know.
Yeah, we're crushing it.
Yeah, and actually we're doing really well, yeah.
Yeah, we're like trending #1, I think, for the show.
Yeah, I know. On Twitter. It's
crazy.
It's awesome. So if you have not entered already, there's still time left. By the time you're listening to this, there will still be time left to get in. So head over to contest.digitalphotographycafe.com. You can enter there. Once you enter, you'll be redirected to another page where you've got a whole bunch of other opportunities to earn additional chances to win. So
right. So if you already entered, that's okay. Go back to that page and you will have, like Trevor said, more opportunities to basically get additional chances of winning. So, and this goes on to until March 13th.
Yes.
So on the 14th, we'll be selecting the winner. And once again, it will be one lucky winner that's going to get over $4,000 worth of, gear that's just going to show up on your doorstep. So,
yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah, right.
I love the winner take all type of giveaways because that one person is just going to get everything. So
yeah, it's cool. Huge. It's really good. And everybody who enters will get a copy of your Lightroom presets, and also you've got an opportunity to get some OnOne software for free too. So Don't miss out. Good stuff.
No. Yeah, it ends up being like, I think, $120 worth of stuff that you get for free just for entering. I mean, how are you going to beat that?
Can't beat that. Nothing to lose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing to lose.
No. Absolutely. So kind of to start out with, if you haven't visited booth 1165, you really need to. It's 17 Hats. It's one of our favorite guys over there, right? We've visited with them many times in the past, right?
Yeah, they're really good. We've mentioned them before on the show, and if you're not familiar with them, they are a really cool online and desktop-based software system for managing your business. It's fully integrated. You can do your invoicing, your payments. You can receive payments. You can use it as a CRM system. I mean, it's really very robust for what it is. It's very cool.
I mean, if you guys are any little slightly a bit like me, you're doing a lot of jobs and you're sending out invoices, and the question is always like, did I get paid on that one?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think I did, but I'm not sure. Or there's a proposal that needs to go out, and did I send it or did I not?
Right.
That interaction between past clients, we know we have to continuously interact with them, top of mind. And that's basically what this does. It's that full automation idea where you set it and forget it. You set it all up. You set it for what you need it to do, and it just simply does it. And then you could just kind of relax and just go and shoot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the automation is key. I mean, not only being able to, so they give you the ability to embed, let's say, a contact form on your website. Well, that contact form integrates with their system. So now that person becomes part of the CRM, the contact relationship management portion of the system. And now it will send an alert to you so you can respond and you can track all of your communications to them, rather than it just ending up in a regular contact form that just gets basically lost in email somewhere. But what the beauty is now you take it to the next step. You can funnel them from that CRM in as a customer where you've sent them an estimate, let's say. And now they become a customer, they sign, they can electronically sign and approve it. Now they move to the next level within the system. Now they become a client. Now you can actually do tracking then, job tracking, task tracking. And then when it comes time to get paid, you can actually invoice them through the system and track the invoicing process, which is just fantastic. You know what? We're too busy to do all this stuff manually,
I know. And the best photographers out there are the photographers that are just best at business.
That's right.
Period. Doesn't matter, you shoot okay. You need to be proficient, but the main thing is you need to know business. And if you can't do it yourself all the time, you need some type of automation to do it. So for me, it's always invoicing is my dread. Yeah. My dread, because there's just so much going on and there's so many outstanding invoices, and just to keep track.
Well, and we're always thinking about the job, right? We've got what gear do we need for the job? Now we go do the job. Now we come back, we've got to edit the job, and now we got to deliver the job. By the time you deliver and stuff, you're on to the next job, and you're really not thinking like, oh yeah, that's right, I got to get this invoice out, as much as you're saying, I need that money, I need to get paid because I got my bills to pay here,
Right.
So
I mean, internally we used QuickBooks, and what's kind of cool is their system does integrate directly with QuickBooks. It does have QuickBooks support, as well as they have, you have full access to over 20,000 financial institutions through them too. Yeah. It's good stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like it. I like it because it will send friendly reminders too for payments. Exactly. Which is nice. Again, it's one of those things you send out the invoice and then you forget to follow up on it when they don't pay after your allotment of time. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I don't extend terms. Do you extend terms? Do you give 30 days?
Yeah, I do. I don't, you know what? I just don't have a choice. So I do a lot of commercial stuff, a lot of corporate stuff, and we're like net 15, net 30, sometimes even net 45. I hate it. And then what ends up happening is you forget, 30 days later, you're like, did that come or did it not? And I did, so... Yeah,
that's a problem. I mean, I when I submit an invoice, its payment is due upon receipt. Right. Because my type of work, I mean, it's live, and
completely different.
I'm not dealing with big corporations for the most part. I mean, I do, but we've got other terms established there anyway.
Right.
But anyway, I do like the reminders to keep on top of stuff.
Yeah. So into software, one of the other guys that are out there is Alien Skins, and we've interviewed with them, I think, a couple times in the past. Alien Skins is just cool software. I don't know if you guys have seen Alien Skin software in the past, but it's just a really neat way. Sometimes you get stifled. Your creativity is just like at a lull, and you just don't know what to do, or you're just hunting and you're just searching for something new. What's really cool with the Alien Skin software is it allows you to test different filters, different things out, and then once you test all these different filters and things out on your images, you could basically build your own custom, let's say, filter. And then that could be your signature filter going forward for, let's say, bridal stuff or for boudoir or whatever. That's really, really cool.
Right. Yeah. And they're kind of even going beyond just being a set of filters, or kind of like, low level or editing. They also are now moving into more of the organizing and photo editing, and then giving it your treatments and stuff. Right. So they're trying to become a little bit more robust, let's say. I don't want to say specifically a Lightroom replacement in this case, but I think they're starting to tread down that line. with
Yeah.
this.
And, I also like that it's not just a plug-in specific to any package.
Right.
So it's not specific to Lightroom. As we've talked about this in the past. A lot of folks now are looking at Adobe products and seeing that they've gone into a leasing type thing where you're leasing the software and you're paying ad nauseum forever.
Right.
And there's a lot of folks out there that don't want to do that. They want to buy and own it, and that's it. The way they have it set up is you also have the ability to use it as a standalone, right?
Right.
So that's great.
Yeah, that really does seem to be the trend. I mean, we're seeing a lot more of these software developers take that direction. I think it's a great idea. I think the days of creating plug-in only for, the bigger software packages, I think it's doing yourself a disjustice. I really think that, you need to go down the line of being able to have a standalone, plug-in. Sure, that's great. Don't lose that portion of the audience, but I think you need it to be standalone as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've talked about in the past with Corel product, you could use, let's say, for example, After Effects Pro 2, let's say, and still be able to use this software, or you could be using Lightroom, or you could be using something else. It doesn't make a difference. You can still use the software. So yeah, I like it. I definitely like it. And this Exposure X is really a nice, solid, all very rounded package.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I mean, $149 for first time purchase, or if you're a previous owner, you can upgrade for $40 or $100. Excuse me.
Yeah, $99.
So, yeah, that's not bad. It's a really good way. Well, and kind of along the same lines of software. I mean, again, we go into Corel with their Aftershoot, right? I mean, you've worked with them a lot. You've done that side-by-side comparison with Lightroom, and that is not a plugin. That is a standalone. And gives you that ability to manage all of your images and everything and do your edits, and it does it fast, and you own the software. It's not a leasing type of situation again.
No, absolutely. That's really what people are looking for. This whole leasing thing is just, I understand the model and I know why the companies are doing it, but the problem is there is a lot of pushback when it comes to having to, crack that nut of, $15, $30, $45, whatever it is, every single month to use a piece of software. And when you stop, the thing, ends up going bye-bye. I just, it's a hard sell.
Yeah,
it really is a hard sell.
Absolutely.
So, moving on, ATS Rentals. I know they're doing their thing over there as far as rental gear. They're fantastic. I've been using them now for quite some time. A lot of those reviews that I've been doing lately on the Sony Alpha lines and whatnot, I'm getting all the equipment from them. I just picked up a 5DS. I just picked up a 70D, all kinds of equipment all the time. And they're just spot on. They're just really, really good people over there.
Getting to play with all kinds of toys, aren't you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. And they have just a ton of stuff. They got lenses, cameras, they have video gear, audio gear, projectors and just all kinds of stuff. So for me, one thing that's really cool too, guys, is if you're looking into buying a new camera, like for example, let's say you're a Canon shooter and you have a 5D Mark II or a 5D Mark III and you're like, well, I want to take a look at the 5DS.
Right.
Well, just rent it in. Take a look at it. Try it for a week. See if you like it. If you like it, then buy it. What are you out? $100 or something. Very little money to actually see if you like it, to try before you buy.
Yeah, try before you buy. In the past, you used to be able to go into camera stores and
now they don't exist.
Up and look through it and slap a lens on it and do some test shots and stuff. You really can't do that very much anymore. If you're in New York City at B&H or Adorama, then you've got a pretty good shot of maybe testing something out prior to buying. But, realistically, renting it is probably the way to go. Rent it for a week, use it for a job, use it for some studio work, some portfolio work, test it out. If you really think it's going to work for you, then look at making the purchase.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just did, and just as an example, I have a 5D Mark II that it's like the workhorse. I use it all the time. And I brought in that 5DS and I was looking at it and, I'm the focus guy, right? And I was looking through the focus settings and I'm like, wow, See, this one is current. This is like the new stuff. So instead of being able to just set one set of, let's say, autofocus lens calibration spots in it, let's say on a 70 to 200, you say, let's say it's a plus 10 just to get the lens perfectly sharp, dead on where you're focusing.
Right.
Well, now they have a wide and a telephoto. So now we could actually do autofocus lens calibration at the 70 mark.
Yeah.
And we could do the autofocus lens calibration at the 200 mark. So no matter where you're actually zooming in or zooming out and pulling that focus, that spot will always be dead on. It doesn't matter where you are. Whereas in the past with the older cameras, you would have to kind of set a median point or, a mean point or a point where you use the lens more often and set it there. So now we have it at the front and the back. And I just found out also the 70D does the exact same thing. It does wide as well as telephoto. That's awesome. I would never have known that. You look through papers, you look through tech stuff, and some of these little nuances, you don't find them in there,
No.
or they're just kind of obscure. When you start playing with something, if you like it, if it does what you need it to do. Maybe it's just simply, I want to do video, and does the damn thing overheat or not? Something
Right.
as simple as that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
huge.
Will it do longer format video? I mean, sometimes you
Right.
don't know until you get it in and
Just
run
don't
it
know.
and test it, kick the tires a little bit.
Absolutely. So moving on to booth 112, our friends over there at Lowepro. Yeah, I'm like the connoisseur of bags. I love bags probably as much as my wife, but camera bags. I have so many bags, right? Day bags, messenger bags, full bag, any bag that you think of, bags that will float in water. That in case of a plane wreck, you want to float on one of these bags. So I have every different kinds of bag, and Lowepro just makes awesome bags.
They are seriously high quality. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I've got, I know they were a sponsor actually 1 year for Photo Plus Expo. And they actually gave Photo Plus Lowepro messenger bags that were embroidered with the Photo Plus logo on them. And as press, that was part of our swag bag,
Yeah, that was our press package.
And
one of our
I
items.
use that bag all the time. In fact, I gave it to my wife yesterday to put her laptop in when she went off for class.
Yeah, the one thing that I really love about all the Lowepro bags is, for me, it doesn't matter the quality of the bag if the zipper fails.
Right.
Once the zipper fails, you take it, you ball it up, and you throw it away.
worthless,
Right?
yeah.
That's it. These zippers on Lowepro bags, they just last. I mean, you tug the hell out of them, and they last forever. And that for me is a really, really big issue. Besides the bag being awesome and the way it's put together and the stitching and the double and the triple, quadruple stitching and all the stuff that goes into it, those zippers are just imperative to me, that are just rock solid. And they literally are with these bags.
Yeah, they're really strong, and they're water resistant as well. So it creates that little bit of a seal to help keep some of that moisture out if you're stuck in the rain, or you set your bag down on the ground, like, you get splashed up on it or whatever. But, so at WPPI, Lowepro is presenting their Street Line series of bags. That's their newest product line. And these things are really beautiful. I mean, they're designed for urban wear. On the streets in New York City, you're going in and out of cabs, in and out of subways. They're more sleek, they're more compact, they're lower profile, They hold to your body tighter. And the fabric they're made out of, there's nothing on there that's going to, pull on your clothes. And put pulls in your clothes, in your business wear, your nice wear. So these are really,
and, just like you said, Trevor, urban wear and the style of them and the way they look. The important thing here, guys, is you do not want to look like a guy that has a camera in a bag. Okay, you don't want that, because that bag will become missing real quick.
Yep.
Someone will snatch it, and then you just lost, your $3,000 mirrorless camera that you just
want to
bought,
look
right,
like
from
every
Sony.
other schlub on the subway going to work. That's what you want to look like.
And that's what these bags look like. They look like just a messenger bag, or they look like something that you would carry that doesn't have, a camera.
That doesn't have a camera in it. Yeah, well, that's it. It's
important.
It's fashionable. It's to say, it's like fashion wear, but it's very practical. What I like about it is all their bags, all this Street Line comes with what they call a flex pocket.
Yeah,
this
very
flex
cool.
pocket is really neat. I mean, there are other bags in other lines of the Lowepros too that have this similar type of technology, but it's kind of like a hard-sided pocket that you can put your equipment in, and it suspends it. So it actually doesn't sit in the bottom of the bag. It's actually suspended up off the bottom of the bag.
Right.
So if you drop it or you set it down hard on the ground or something, your camera doesn't get jacked up. But when you don't need it, it actually folds flat. You can keep it in the bag, but it folds flat, so you don't have that rigidity, let's say, of the bag at that point. It'll be a little bit more softer flowing. Really cool.
Yeah, definitely. This is another one of those booths that you have to go to the booth. You have to feel the bag. You got to look at the bag. You got to just go, back and forth, zip, 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 with that zipper, and you just hear it, you feel it, how, strong it is and whatnot. And at that point, that this is a quality bag that you want to buy. You want to bring it into your arsenal, like me. I don't know how many I got now, but it's just, they're good stuff.
There's
sure.
4 different bags in this line, in the Street Line series. You've got the SL 140, which is a sling type of bag, a crossbody bag. You've got the SH 120, which is a smaller compact bag. It's meant for like an iPad mini or something like that. And it's got a strap on it.
Maybe a small mirrorless or a point and shoot.
Yeah, like small types of things. It is quite a small bag. Then they have the SH 180, which is a messenger style bag. It's designed for like that 13-inch laptop.
That's for me. That's my
that'll
bag.
fit
I love
in there.
that
And
bag.
then they have the BP 205 backpack.
That's a serious backpack.
Yeah,
right
this
there.
is the big baby. This is designed for your 13-inch laptop, and it will also hold your DSLR with a lens or a flash or something like that. It's not a huge bag. Again, urban wear, it's slimline. You're going to be able to fit your DSLR in there. You're going to be able to put a lens in there or a flash, and it's going to be more discreet. You're not going to stick, a couple bodies in there with, a bunch of lenses, and say it's not that type of a bag.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Very nice.
So, absolutely. Moving on OnOne software. God, I don't even know when I started using OnOne software. It has got to be years and years and years, even before the name. And I've been using OnOne software for quite some time. For me, I've been using for me, which is really important, is getting not only noise dialed down, but I need to do a lot of enlargements. Right. And I don't know, anyone that prints large, like for me, like I was saying, I do a lot of artwork and I print big, 40 by 60s. And what ends up happening is when you go and blow something up in Photoshop, it's just never right. If you go pixel peep, it's just not right. When I blow things up with OnOne software, it is just dead on. Their algorithms, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know the special sauce. Their secret sauce, but I always use their software whenever I need to do something huge and I need to retain real high quality pixels. If I'm doing a billboard, it doesn't matter. You could print it at, 50 DPI. It doesn't matter because, it's how far away you're viewing it. But if you're going to print something for the wall and it's going to be big and people are going to come in and, drink a glass of champagne to eat hors d'oeuvres and look at your piece, they're going to get in pixel peep.
Yeah.
They're going to be in there and they're going to look, the grain of the paper. They're going to look, and if it looks kind of just smudgy and just kind of digital and not good, that's not how it needs to be. And that's why I always use OnOne for that, for doing my
well, the Photo 10 suite of software, their products, it's kind of like an integrated system. It really gives you the ability to do a lot. It's beyond just doing effects and making your images look pretty. You could do organizing, you can do edits, you can fix the mistakes, you could do your color corrections and things like that. A really nice suite of tools. Their Effects 10, we had talked about them as far as the free software goes. That is that effects package, stackable filters, non-destructive, and just the kind of the tools you need to just give your portraits and your images just that little bit of something, that little tweak, something, that little edge, that's something that you can call like your style. And
once again, it's for Photoshop It's for Lightroom, and of course,
Standalone.
it's standalone
Yep.
also.
Yep. And this is a
Back to
$40
that,
app.
That's good.
But right
It is
now,
$40.
with the WPPI special, you can get it for free. Not only from us or through us, through the giveaway, but you can head over to their website and get it from them as well. So this isn't just something specific for us, but it's awesome. It's really good software. We love the guys over at OnOne. We've been working with them for a long time, and several different people even at the company. And we really like their offerings.
Yeah, another thing that really it works well with OnOne is their masks, and I've used masks. Anyone that has tried to pull someone off a background, and I don't care if it's green screen, if it's not, and you're trying to pull hairs like of a dog or of a woman with her hair flying in the wind, let's say, getting those hair by hair masks are just difficult. Yeah. And their software does it, and their software does a really good job of it. There's many techniques to be able to do it in Photoshop, but this just simply does all that behind the scenes special sauce so that you just don't have to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, really good stuff. So yeah, once again, OnOne, just great tools. Really.
So
great tools.
WPPI is not just about shooting, as we said. There's many, many classes about shooting, but there's also a lot of stuff there for the business side. And you need to take advantage of that stuff when you're at these shows. You can learn, definitely do the shooting classes. They're wonderful. That's why you're there. Be involved with the business side, because if you don't know how to run your business, you're not going to be in business. Yeah. And this is also, this is from money management, getting customers, to protecting your assets.
Yes, exactly. After the fact, when someone's suing.
Exactly. So Pro Photographers Insurance, they're at booth 1128. Check them out. They have the insurance you need to protect yourself. Not only your equipment, which you better have. If your stuff gets stolen or damaged or whatever, you're out of luck. You have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars sitting in bags. And if that's not insured and you have no way of claiming it, guess what? It's coming out of your bank account to replace it. You don't want to do that. Plus, you need liability insurance, right? Joe, you do these events all the time. They're not going to let you on the property to do these events unless you're insured.
Yeah, one of the ones that I talk about all the time is I do Mar-a-Lago. And, now, of course, Donald Trump is, big in the news. Well, I've been shooting over there for like 8 years or so. Right. From Escada fashion, shows to, I do all kinds of stuff. But anyways, the thing is in a lot of venues, a lot of these type of high-end venues, you need to have liability. You need $1 million, sometimes $2 million worth of liability coverage. If not, you're not allowed on the premise, period. So, I need to be covered. They need to know that I'm covered, and they need a writer saying that, yes, this person is giving us, the insurance is going to be, they're going to be basically covered by their insurance. So if I smack somebody with a camera, they know that they're covered.
Right.
So many times, a lot of these places, if you do not have that insurance, you can't even get on the premise. You cannot even shoot there. It doesn't even matter.
Well, and it's not about just walking in and showing an insurance card, right? They want a certificate of insurance. And that's one thing that,
with their name on it.
And that's one thing that Pro Photographers Insurance does, is they give you unlimited certificates of insurance. So they'll actually go in there, you call them, you get in touch with them, you tell them you need a certificate for a particular venue, a particular client. They'll get that thing written up, sent over to them, bam, you're done. It starts at $99 a year, depending on what coverage you want. And you can actually go right to their website, go right through the whole ordering process and get what you need and make sure that you're covered. At $100 a year for that level of insurance, that's small price to pay. If you can't afford that,
we're gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to talk with them, because I'm paying probably like 4 or 5 times what they're offering.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to give them a ring.
Yeah, for sure.
And see what we can do over there. But yeah, I've had coverage, for many, many, many moons, or 10, 15 plus years, and it's just the nature of the beast. You have to be covered.
Absolutely.
That's just the way it is.
So if you're not at the show and you can't get over to the booth, check out ProPhotographersInsurance.com, and right on their homepage. They cover photographers, videographers, doing all your different events and stuff. So they've got you covered. Check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving on, Spider holster. We call it the 6-gun people, right?
Yeah.
We always, I always love Spider. You know, their gear is really cool. It's innovative stuff. It's stuff that it's like the things that I would like to create. The inventions that are in my mind. Find a pain point and fix it well. And that's the kind of thing that basically Spider does. They're over at booth 128. So if you guys are still there at the show, you need to stop by 128 and take a look at it. Right now, hand straps is the thing. I have a hand strap on my gear. I love a hand strap, even better than a full strap. You put it through your hand and you can just open your hand, just let it go, and you're not going to drop the camera. And it gives you that safety, but it just feels nice. So the camera just sits and it feels good, especially when you're dealing with heavy DSLRs. The hand strap is just everything. And they're moving into other types of hand straps too for the smaller cameras.
They are. They're actually starting a Kickstarter project. So the design and the build and all the specs and everything are all completed for their new line of mirrorless camera hand straps. Because as we know, that's really the way things are moving. But with those smaller bodies, a traditional DSLR hand strap is just not going to fit it right.
Yeah, it won't work.
It's not going to fit your hand in there around those smaller bodies and still give you access to all the buttons and controls. So they actually designed a specific hand strap for these smaller mirrorless bodies. And they're actually running a Kickstarter campaign. It's going to be starting towards soon, the beginning of 2016, where you could get in, you can pre-order, you can actually get them at a discounted price. So if you are migrating into that mirrorless direction, or maybe you have it as in addition to your DSLR, you may want to think about that. It beats having. I hate with a passion neck straps. I cannot. Now I have my Black Rapid. That's not a neck strap. That's like a shoulder harness type of. You hook your machine gun
it's
up
a quick,
to it, but that is very comfortable. But neck straps are just the worst. I mean, even with a smaller camera, with that hanging down around your neck all the time, or you've got it slung over your shoulder in some awkward fashion so it's not ripping at the skin and the hairs on your neck, then you can't get good access to the camera, right? It's not in a position that you can do that. So the hand straps are really nice. It gives you that mobility. It gives you the flexibility to move around. And when you need to eject, you just pop your hand out. You can change your lens.
On all my gear, whenever I'm doing a shoot, I actually have both, Trevor. I have a neck strap and I have the hand strap, both together on the unit. And it gives me the ability to have one or two cameras hanging, either from one shoulder to the other shoulder. And then when I go to shoot, I can actually stick my hand through the hand strap and be very secure and move stuff around properly. And then literally drop the camera, like dropping a mic. It just falls right into place right next to my body. And I can pick up the other camera and do the exact same thing. That's how I shoot, because like I said in the past, I don't have a lot of time sometimes with people. I'm literally, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. So I got to be like, bang, 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 drop the camera, pick up the other, and bang, 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 and just get things done. So, over the years, I figure out what works well for me. Hand straps, number one, and some type of quick, like a Black Rapid or something, in combination is just absolutely perfect for the way I shoot. So, but as far as this Kickstarter project, go over to spiderholster.com/Kickstarter. Go check it out when it shows up over there. I think that's great. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, really cool stuff.
Yeah. So moving on, stripped down booth over there at 1477. This is kind of cool stuff. What do you think?
Yeah. So kind of as the name suggests, they provide training and knowledge basically in photographing beauty, the human body. Photographing boudoir. Photographing, whether it be nudes or fine art nudes or whatever. But what it's all about, I mean, whatever we're photographing, when we're photographing people, it's about evoking emotion, right? There's nothing worse than looking at a photograph where somebody is specifically saying cheese,
Yeah.
and all their
Yeah.
teeth are hanging out of their head, and they've got the biggest, fakest looking smile on their face. It's about learning how to get that emotion, to get that expression. When you're doing figure,
pull something out of somebody. You got posing, you got
Right.
lighting, but like you said, emotion. I mean, when I do branding portraiture, right, it's being able to get exactly what that person is trying to say out of them, right? Whatever that brand is that they want, I need to get it out of them, one way or another. And that's not an easy thing to do. And that is a learned craft to be able to pull that out. If someone is a doctor, but they want to look more, let's say, studied, well, it's a certain way to get that brand out of them. Or maybe they want to look very kind of like, at home with someone and just like kind of hanging out and very, easy to talk
Right.
to. That's a altogether different
Right.
look than, that. So
and we're not dealing
that
with
is
professional
very difficult.
models here when we're shooting our clients,
Right.
right? I mean, they're
Exactly.
not practicing their posing and looking in the mirror and making the expressions that they feel
Right.
are appropriate to that emotion that you're trying to evoke,
Like a model would,
right?
basically.
I mean, you're dealing with the layperson, and you want to be able to, you need to be able to tell them how to move and how to position themselves and what's going to give you that right look, especially boudoir, right, bro? I mean, you've got women who are kind of, at their most vulnerable, let's say, they're in minimal clothing, and you want them to feel comfortable. You want them to be able to project that beauty, and come across naturally the way they want to present themselves, let's say, for their spouse.
Yeah. I mean, I did, my wife is a licensed cosmetologist. We've done boudoir over the years many, many times. We've coined the phrase classy, not trashy. And women come to us and they know that they're in a comfort zone. And like I said, this is like a learned science. This isn't easy. This is something that you really need to work at and study to be able to get people to relax with you, to draw emotion, to draw images. You're basically drawing images out of people that you're looking for because you know that they're going to look their best at that specific way or that specific look.
Right.
So, it's definitely a science. And that's what these folks do. They train folks at doing different things. They have a posing guide. They have, all different kinds of things based on, like you said, on emotion. They have ebooks. They got different training.
Right.
Really interesting.
Yeah, if you're at the show, definitely stop by booth 1477. Check out what they have. Really great stuff. And they are actually offering a whole bunch of WPPI discounts, through the end of the month too. So it's not specifically if you're just on the show floor. So they're giving like up to 48% off at the show and up to 28% off throughout March. So if you go to their website and buy stuff. So if you're at the show, go to the show. Get the discounts. But they have, so they're one guide in the streets posing. They have another foundational flow posing and the art of emotion. Definitely three things that if you are involved with this, you need. Now, if you want to take it to the next level and actually do more of a course, they also provide training in that way. So, check out their courses. They've got, they've got 11-week courses, man, that you could get involved with. So if you really want to get some good professional training, definitely check them out.
Absolutely. Moving on.
Yes, Tether Tools. Tether Tools, we've talked about a lot. They're over at booth, 1801?
No, it's 1601. 1601.
I need new glasses, man. I can't see the screen.
That's all right. We're just getting old is what it is. 1601. I mean, Tether Tools. I mean, these guys, they're another one of these companies. It's, like a man and a wife and now a bunch of employees. They make gear that people need. It's back to the pain point. They create items that just simply work. It's just like, I need something to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, no problem. You know what? We're going to go and make it.
Yep.
Give us 3 months and we'll have a prototype and, we'll have it here for you. I mean, this is the way Tether Tools has always been.
The leaders in tethering accessories. They've been on the scene for quite some time, and now they've got this really cool product that they are displaying at the show. And it's called their Case Relay External Power System. This is pretty sweet. So anybody who does location work knows that you need either a battery grip with the extra batteries in it to get longer runtime. You've got to have a bunch of batteries in your bag ready to swap out when they die. You need the adapters so you can just drop AA's in a pinch, right?
Right.
So this system is actually pretty cool. So you basically pop open the battery door on the bottom of your camera. You slide in this coupler into its place, and it has a port on it that you can plug into. At that point, you've got a little box that has a built-in battery in it, and it's got a USB port on it that you can plug like external USB chargers into, whether they be your wall outlet charger or whether they be one of those little battery bricks that you use to charge your phones and your tablets and stuff while you're out and about.
Right. And their battery brick that they have is really cool. 1200 milliamp little battery brick. So that'll last you a long time. A lot of flashes, a lot of use, or just camera use of just allowing the camera just to simply run without having to plug it in. If you're doing long form, you're doing weddings or whatever it is, you're doing video. That's just a great alternative to worrying about, oh my God, is my battery dying? Is it almost dead? Because we know when you do video, guys, it just chews up the batteries, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? The problem is you can't hot swap under a normal battery situation. You need to shut down, pop out the batteries, and then start again. This is hot swappable. So while you're plugged into this power system, the unit itself has a battery in it, but basically you're running off your own external battery packs. And when they start running low, this system lets you know, and you basically yank the plug out, plug another one in, but while you yank that plug out, it starts running off its internal battery. So you can get that continuous runtime.
That's so good.
this is really cool. I really like the idea of this. I've got the grip, and I get a lot of shooting time with stills. But when you're talking video, now it becomes a different type of animal. You really need that power source.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely good stuff over at Tether Tools. If you haven't visited them, you really should. Once again, it's 1601 is the booth. And there's just so much cool stuff. I mean, that's just one thing. They have just a ton. They literally have just a ton of different. When you go there, you're going to buy something.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. So then we have another company called Cowpan. So they are Cowpan actually stands for the Art of Pregnancy and Newborn Photography, and it's really good stuff, interesting stuff. They make training, of course. They make props and accessories. So if you're still at the show, swing into booth 1576. Thank you, Joe, for enlarging that for me so I can see it.
Yes.
Yes. It's really great stuff. So it's all about the accessories of that newborn photography.
Yeah, maternity, newborn, pregnancy, all those props. I mean, the props are very important when you're dealing with newborns. I mean, you need all the different, little cushy things and this and that and all this stuff. This is what they specialize in, and they got it all.
Yeah, you need to be able to put the little tiny baby in something where they're not going to roll all over the place,
And something cute.
That's right. You've got moms, right? I mean, they go to, Kohl's or Target or something like that to try and get pregnancy clothes. Well, they're functional. They're not fashionable, and they all, Cowpan also has the fashionable stuff that looks pretty, gowns, things that will flow nicely for this type of photography. I mean, picture, a beautiful woman, who's outside, on a gorgeous day, and the wind is blowing. You want this gown flowing, and it's accentuating, the pregnant belly, right? I mean, it's beautiful. Right. But you
absolutely. And you know what they have too. No, it's true. You really can't. You're making it yourself, or you're or trying to locate something that looks good, and they have it all. What's also nice is they have courses. So if you're trying to get into this type of thing and you're not sure exactly how to do it, well, they have e-courses on doing it. So that's also another added benefit. That's really good.
Yeah, for sure. Training is key. That's what WPPI. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, so once again, 1576. Go take a look.
Yes.
And go take a look at all of their little accessories and add-ons and all the rest of the stuff that they have. So, and props.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Definitely a good place to go to. I guarantee you when you go there, if you have any inkling that this is something that you want to do, you're going to be buying something. One of these props, one of these little things, you're going to be buying.
Oh yeah,
something.
they do a lot of sales. Companies like these that carry products at these shows, they do a lot of sales.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're moving on to booth 116, and that's our friends over there at Whitewall. Just a great company. They've been around forever, and they just do, printing just right. They're a full finishing company. They do all kinds of crazy printing. They do, from wood to canvas to metal to, sheet metal to acrylic to, everything in between. It's all German craftsmanship.
Yes.
So if you guys know, like I was telling you with my grandfather in Germany, they did craftsmanship in Germany is completely different. That's why everyone says, oh, what kind of glass you use? I use Zeiss. Well, why is that? Well, Zeiss glass is German optics. It's just fine ground glass. It's just done with the hands of a workman.
Yeah,
the workmanship is just like a true craftsman. A craftsman that's all they do. Whereas you get a lot of Asian glass that comes in. A lot of it is mass-produced pieces where you'll get one copy is good, the other copy is slightly off. You get one copy that the corners are soft, and then another copy that you might get some pinching or something. This is the stuff that happens with German optics. That's where you pay a lot more. You get just beautiful glass, and it's the same thing with these companies, these printers.
Yeah, it's the pride and
precision.
Quality. Yeah.
Absolutely. They really take pride in the quality. And what's great is they'll get you the product in like no time. You say, oh, well, they're in Germany. Well, within 10 days, they can have you anything you want.
Right, right, exactly. And you know what? You can talk about printed products all you want, right? But until you see them and touch them, you don't really know how awesome they are. So many photographers are going down the route of, shoot and burn a disc or a USB stick with images and kind of ending it there. And by being able to offer high-end professional printed quality products elevates you as a professional to another level. And, even if you don't sell a lot, it's about connecting with the right vendor. And I tell you, when you look at their booth at this show and you see the beautiful imagery, first off, but done on these products, like their acrylic prints.
Their acrylic, I was just going to say the same thing, right? Their acrylic is just unfreaking believable.
It's like dimensional. It feels like you can reach in there.
It looks like liquid, and when you light acrylic print, a really, really good acrylic print, if you light it just properly, it literally looks like you're there. It's an amazing thing.
Looks like you're looking through a window or something. It's just
yeah.
And they've got their wooden mounts as well. That's something that's kind of they've got a couple of different new wooden mounts that they're doing right now, and they do custom framing. So now you could do it, soup to nuts. You send them the file, you get your print, you get it framed, you deliver your final product to your client, in like a 10-day turnaround. And coming from Europe, here to the U.S., that's fantastic. And you're getting top-notch quality.
Yeah. So once again, booth 116, you guys, you have to look at this stuff. That's another one of those that you just have to go to the booth to just go and see all the stuff and speak to all these beautiful German girls.
Yes.
That's another benefit,
Absolutely.
Right? And they're so knowledgeable. That's one thing, I interviewed them, I think it was like a year or two ago, and the people there, they're just so knowledgeable. Anything I ask them, they know. It's just not even a question. It's like, oh, well, wait a second, let me go and ask my boss, or I'm not sure about that. Let me go and ask. No. They know it all. It doesn't matter. You can ask any one of them any pieces of the puzzle, and they'll know exactly down to chemical compound.
Yeah, they truly are product specialists for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And back to the craftsmanship. Right from sales to craftsmanship. They're just knowledgeable. Really, really amazing.
Yes. And, again, the last time you're going to hear us say it before it's over, our giveaway. You need to go enter the giveaway if you have not already. You head over to contest.digitalphotographycafe.com. You have till 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on March 13th. That's it.
That's right.
Then it is done. It is closed. We're picking our...
Yep. And then on the 14th, we pick.
That's right. We pick our winner on the 14th. And in our next show, we will announce that winner. And we will be scrambling furiously to contact all of the awesome contributors we have to send them their information to fulfill all these amazing prizes.
Yep. And absolutely. And don't forget, guys, that when you do enter, you're going to get $120 worth of stuff just for nothing, just for basically entering. That's it.
For free.
Very simple.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, for free.
Can't go wrong.
That's it.
All right, my friend, we are done. If our viewers and listeners want to connect with you outside of the show, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Yeah, go find me on Twitter, and that's at Joseph Cristina, and that's Cristina without an H.
Yes, and you can connect with me on Twitter. It's at Trevor Curran.
So if you want to get show notes from this episode, you can do so by visiting digitalphotographycafe.com, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/DPhotoCafe. And we'll see you next week.
You've been watching the Digital Photography Cafe show with Trevor Curran and Joseph Cristina. Subscribe to our YouTube channel with any compatible device by visiting youtube.com/DPhotoCafe. Be sure to subscribe to our audio feed through iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Xbox Music apps, or through RSS. Visit digitalphotographycafe.com for show notes and to connect with your hosts.